Let's talk about this. Here's Glenn Beck, and this is what is, I mentioned that that John McCain is paying for this for Sarah Palin, but not from the way that he should have been paying over the past 8 years. But let's start with Donald Trump, because we're going the gamut here, folks. Glenn Beck, who went all in on the no Trump, and he has to go this way. Now, of course, Glenn Beck is also, this is like, I remember taking a film philosophy class in college, and watching, I think it was the second Godfather, and, watching it this is before, VCRs and this and that. We actually had a film canister of it, and watching it in a very small classroom where the screen is that big. It is an incredibly emotional movie. And I walked out of there just like, for the next 4 or 5 hours, I was like, God, everything is good. My life is falling apart. And I just realized at one point, no, my life isn't falling apart. That movie was just so depressing.
It's an amazing movie.
And I feel like that's what Glenn Beck is going through right now. He's just like, watch this movie of just everything around him is falling apart. And here he is.
Donald Trump is the face of the GOP. Well, that makes us crony capitalists. It makes us wafflers. It makes us pretty racist. It makes us big government guys. It just, you name it. It makes us that. Well, I'm none of those things. And so I can't say, well, these are my friends, because that's my future. I won't tolerate it. I don't want my children to look at that man and say, yeah, he's my president. I won't have that. I will not endorse it. I will not tolerate it. And I refuse to have my children think that I tolerated that. I won't tolerate it. For my children's sake.
Pause it for a second. Now, I want you to just listen. First off, his assessment of the Republican Party, I think, spot on. But putting that aside, I have not listened to this entire clip, okay? Now, listen to what he's saying here. He's talking about his kids. I don't want my kids to see this. I don't want my kids to see that I would not just not endorse it, but tolerate it. Now, I don't know. I think if you're going to say this, right, this clip has got to end with he's going to vote for the Democrat. Okay? I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know if where he goes with this.
I guess if you're following logic.
Well, but I mean, here's
logic.
The point. I mean, this is the thing, is that this is no voting for Gary Johnson. Or there's no weaseling out of this. If you think this is a situation that could be horrific for your values, and you're invoking your kids, you got to vote for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, whoever the Democratic nominee is.
That's the distinction, I would say, in terms of conservatives who are real about this. Ben Howe and Mark Salter as two examples. Ben Howe, a red state guy, said, look, the effect of my advocacy against him is that Hillary will be in better position. So, yeah, functionally, I'm with her. I'm going to vote for her. Mark Salter said, I'm with her. That's the dividing line. When they start saying that they're actually going to back her and follow the logic of it, I think that they're being legitimate in it.
Yeah, and it just seems to me your rhetoric is empty. Otherwise, you're buying into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Beck overall, but in the rest of this clip, he's open to conciliation.
For capitalism's sake, for the Constitution's sake, for the party's sake, you have no chance of winning. First of all, let me tell you this. Donald Trump is now, 81% anti-Hispanic? The Hispanics are 81% against him?
I think it's higher among.
You think it's higher now? So in the 80s, okay, anti-Hispanic, okay? Hispanics are like, I'll never vote for Donald Trump. And they're now 16%, or only 16% are left saying that they will vote for a Republican. So you've lost the Hispanic vote. When you come in and you now have the Hillary Clinton running, Hillary Clinton's going to win. Now, I say that with the caveat of I've been wrong this entire election, so maybe Donald Trump wins. But let me tell you this, one way or another, and he's not going to build the wall. And if he does, then I'll apologize to him on that day. But he's not going to build that wall. And Mexico's not going to pay for it. And if he does, I will apologize on that day. But here's what happens. Because Donald Trump is the GOP candidate, and I believe Hillary Clinton is going to win because of this, you will never elect another GOP person to high office ever again. Because what's going to happen is you are now going to have Hillary Clinton legalize as many voters as you can. The GOP is going to be completely racist, whether it's true or not, because of Donald Trump.
This is really hard to get your head around. I will apologize if Donald Trump turns out to be the racist he claims he is. And also, Hillary is going to legalize. I guess his argument is like, he's sort of making a racist argument that he's sort of both complaining that they're going to be seen as racist. I guess he's saying that Hillary is going to give undocumented immigrants a path to citizenship, which is going to cause the Republicans to be more racist. And of course, it's her fault. Sort of like it's a racism generation machine when you actually treat people as human beings, all people, and that's going to cause that's going to cause a problem for the Republicans. Either way, I'm enjoying it. I honestly, it may be too much for me to determine.
You son of a bitch.
Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.